always have to remember this. Man, you're playing the heart of a champion, and I'll get, Andy and this team. I don't care who comes out of that locker room. This is a team that basically has been at the top of our league for the better part of a century, and so there's a ton of respect we have for what they've been able to accomplish.
Hey, welcome to DMac SMaK. And for those who are upset with the Broncos beating the Chiefs, I wonder what kind of coal Santa put in your stocking. It's DMac SMaK. We'll get to the remarkable game by Jokic and the Nuggets here in just a second. But I cannot believe how many people are upset with the Broncos after their 20-13 win. All I can say is you should have been paying attention to how the Chiefs were going to handle things. And the same thing they did with Chris Turducken, whatever the hell his name is, good friends with Patrick Mahomes, as they were blathering about on the Prime broadcast. If you had paid attention to what they did against the Titans, you knew that the Chiefs weren't going to allow anything over the top. So no dramatic strikes. You were going to be able to relentlessly run the ball right up the middle. That's what the Titans did. And for the Broncos not to do that, shame on them. It was there for the taking. And Sean Payton did acknowledge that at halftime. You needed to do better there. You need to close in the red zone. You did need to do that. So the game at the end came down to, I suppose, a final play that was incomplete in the end zone. I mean, not how you would draw it up. But to think that this was disappointing, or a 13.5-point spread, frankly, was ridiculous. Now, the Broncos did have the lead, and a pick six would have done the trick on that one. Fine. But to think that the Chiefs and Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo were going to allow some sort of up and down contest was ridiculous. This was bizarrely different than when the Broncos played the Chiefs at Denver, at Mile High last year, where they won 38-0, because that was full protection mode. There was no game planning going on whatsoever. There's pride there with the Chiefs, as Sean Payton just reminded you. And in terms of the game plan, well, here we go. Here's what it was.
I thought Kansas City did a good job, kind of understood real quickly their plan to run that clock and play a lot of coverage. Having known Steve and played against his defense, they just really wanted that clock to run, and they played a lot of soft zone. We began running it maybe more effectively, and then capitalized with some touchdowns. So it's good. It's great to get that win. And
yeah, there's some bottom lines going on here, everybody. I don't know what to say. You didn't pay attention to what the Chiefs did in a loss to Tennessee. You weren't really aware of what was going on with the Broncos running game without J.K. Dobbins. I mean, I guess you really just haven't been paying attention to the Broncos all year, and they're winning these one-score games. I don't know how you missed it, and maybe you weren't aware that the Broncos don't take the ball away. They've got 13 wins, and they're -5 in giveaway takeaway. That is unbelievable. But that's who this team is. They do this against bad teams. They do this against really good teams. Now, yes, you're right. If the Broncos in the playoffs go in the minus category, as they were -2 against Jacksonville, they will lose, and it'll be embarrassing. That is true. So in order to hang in there like they did against the Packers, and ultimately were +1 in giveaway takeaway, well, then you're scoring 34 points, and it's going in your direction. So which Broncos team is going to show up in the playoffs? Likely it'll be a close game. Likely it'll come down to the wire, and likely it'll be determined by giveaway takeaway. All those things are very likely. And that could go in the Broncos' favor, or it could go against them. But to be upset with the team that just swept the Chiefs for the first time since 2012, first win in Kansas City since 2015, first place in the NFL overall, controlling their own destiny with the win over the Chargers a week from Sunday to get the #1 overall seed. To be upset with this team is to hate Santa Claus, is to be miserable in your own life, is to always expect the rain. This is the type of personality, if you are one of these, that doesn't want to go to the Super Bowl for the fear of losing. This is a glass is half empty mentality that I just don't agree with. We're brought to you by Journey Spice. They are fantastic, and we're going to get to the play of the game here in a second, so stick around for that. But I want you to go to this QR code, and you can get Journey Spice for New Year's Eve. And there are so many incredible dishes that you can put Journey Spice on. It is absolutely staggering. Whether it's the bread, whether it's the gnocchi, this is the Tuscan seasoning, the crispy tofu. I love Journey Spice. Put it on the wraps, put the Mediterranean herb all over the place, and you're going to love it. Moroccan spice. I love Journey Spice with more spices to come in 2026. It's local. It's Andon and Rosa. It's a local company. It's organic. Flavor in, plastic out. I love you, Journey Spice. More on Journey Spice in a little bit. But let's get to the play of the game. When it's 4th and inches, you've got to figure out what you're doing. All right, well, Sean's going to explain the whole thing to you. This is the Harrisburg play, and this is what ultimately won the game for the Broncos.
So it's a no-brainer freeze, but it was at a different formation, one we'd never shown. We were going to take the delay game, so we didn't have a play. I don't know why we called it Harrisburg, because it looked like a play we have called Pittsburgh, and no one moves in Harrisburg. I think that's why we just came up with that. And it's a unique one because it involves you're on the road, so it involves a heel, and then Meinertz is barking the cadence out. So he gets hat off to him. He gets Air Jordans for the offensive line. The last time we were able to do that, it was Nate, and so he got 5 pair. Obviously, that changed the complexity of the clock, and that was a big play.
Did Sean call Quinn Meinertz? Well, whatever. Who cares? It's a cool play. And who knew that somebody else besides the quarterback or somebody playing in the quarterback position could bark out the signals? Gotta be honest, it's a new one on me. Quinn Meinertz with Scotty Gange afterwards.
When you get somebody to jump like that, is that like the offensive lineman's equivalent of a wide receiver mossing somebody in the end zone?
I don't know what you would compare that to. That's a good question.
Because you celebrated, you celebrated like you had broken a couple tackles and scored.
That's got to have a situation, fourth and 1 or whatever it was, and needed to score that touchdown, not 3 points. You give the the Chiefs however many timeouts they had in that situation, and 2-minute drill, let them get a field goal. Really put a stress on them to score that touchdown. So it was a got to have a situation, and we were ready, and it worked.
Yeah, it's great. Congratulations. A nice play by Bo Nix to find R.J. Harvey in the back of the end zone, eventually on 3rd down. Listen, the Broncos kicked the ass of the Chiefs. Plain and simple. The score doesn't reflect it, and stats don't lie that much. They had 4 drives that were over 14 plays. The stats don't lie in terms of the following. First downs, 22-10. We're just talking about what an ass kicking this was. 11 for 18 on 3rd down. Total yards, 303 to 139. Passing yards, 175 to 57. Time of possession, 39-28 to 20-32. The only category, 2 actually. Penalties, the Broncos had 5. The Chiefs had 2. The Chris Jones jump was the first penalty the Chiefs had of the entire game. Remarkable. And then, of course, turnovers. The Broncos didn't turn the ball over. Or rather, Kansas City didn't turn the ball over. The Broncos did on a pretty amazing interception early in the game, and that led to 7 points. And that is the only way the Chiefs were going to score a touchdown. It got a little scary there at the end. I thought Oladokin would have turned it over on that final drive, got sacked, fumbled, pick, I don't know, something like that. He didn't. Good for him. He got them in a position with some good, safe, short throws that enabled him to take a shot at the end zone, but it wasn't all that close. And the Broncos walk away with a 20-13 victory. By the way, let me point out with Bo Nix. Bo Nix becomes the only quarterback in NFL history with 20-plus wins, 7,500-plus passing yards, 50-plus passing touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. Elway went 13-3 in his second season, and Bo Nix is 13-3. So for all you get off my lawn dudes out there, for all you boomers, I'm yelling at you, calm down and stop worrying about this is going to happen and that's going to happen in the playoffs. Oh my God. You got a huge game against the Chargers. Chargers have a tough game against the Texans. Patriots probably have an easy matchup with the Jets. So most likely, either the AFC West will be on the line because the Chargers already beat the Broncos, one of their 3 losses. So if they beat them again, they obviously, with a tie record, which that's what it would be, they would win the AFC West, and the Broncos would be a wild card team, which is crazy. And they may end up playing like Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, which I think the Broncos would kill Pittsburgh. But that being said, I want the easier path for the Broncos. I really don't care. I'm fine if that game is for the number 1 overall seed, and with the Patriots taking on the Jets, likely that's going to be on the line. I hope the Texans beat the Chargers and the Broncos can wrap up the AFC West sitting on their butts watching TV or doing whatever they're doing on Sunday with the deserved break. I hope that's what happens. And for those, I'm listening to my guy, Vic Lombardi, and I love Vic, but Vic's like, I hope the Chargers win because I want that game to really mean something. What? Why? I think we're missing the point here. Can your team win games? Yes. Can they come from behind? Yes. Can they play great and play clutch in the fourth quarter? Yes, yes, and yes. That's who the Denver Broncos are. And like my fine feathered friend Mark Mosier, I'm not slurping or glazing or whatever. The Broncos, I'm telling you the truth. And it's not my fault that you weren't paying attention to how the Chiefs were going to handle things and you thought the Broncos were going to win by 40. I didn't. I've got the receipts. I had it 23-13. Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. But for those who had it 35-3, 44-6, I mean, I heard 55-3. Alex Ryanemi had it something like that. I can't tell if you're joking or you're serious because I have no idea what your reasoning is. Not to toot my own horn, toot, but I told you Trevor Lawrence was playing great and should be judged on his past month rather than his career. I told you that the Chiefs were going to be very conservative and try to muck it up with Olajuwon. And they weren't just going to give up. Now, this game could have easily been the final score that the Titans had. Easily. The Broncos don't throw that interception. They score. The Broncos punted twice, which was ridiculous against the soft zone. Seriously ridiculous. Those should have been at least 2 field goals there. At least. That's another 6 points. There's all sorts of ways that this game should have been 30-6. All sorts of ways. In fact, when you look at the stats and look how the game truly played out, it really was like a 30-6 game hidden as 20-13. So that being said, if the Broncos give you anxiety and agita, well, kind of get over yourself. This is who they are. And at the end of the day, it's about winning. And this Broncos team wins. Now, what do you do in the playoffs? I don't know, man. Let's get there. Sean Payton said there were 3 goals. They're not even done with those first goals. First goal was to win the AFC West. They haven't done that yet. Second goal was to get as high a seeding as they could. They haven't done that yet. Third goal is the Super Bowl. They were able to bounce back and shake the loss of Jacksonville off. And however that works, that's fine. It was a short week. It was Christmas, and they had to travel. Winning by 1 in any fashion would have been a great accomplishment. And I don't care who they were playing. So I'm really proud of this Broncos team. And I'm excited for, I've been excited for this entire season. Bo Nix is clearly the future. He's got an Elway-like trajectory for this team. That's right. Bo Nix has an Elway-like trajectory for this team. That is right. a lengthy time as a quarterback with multiple Super Bowl appearances, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to keep seeing it for years and years to come. Meanwhile, this team, in terms of being special, Garrett Bowles and PS2 on set last night talked about.
I mean, we love him. We truly do love him. SP's the man, but he's no BS guy. He's going to tell you exactly how it is, but it's the culture that he has about love. We love each other. We truly love each other. We want to believe in each other. We don't want to let each other down. Offense, defense, special teams. We practice all those three phases time and time again. He grinds us in training camp. He gets us ready for the season. So when we come in big games like this, we know exactly what we're going to do. And we love him, and we're grateful that he's on our side.
Enjoy it, man. Obviously, clinching the division is a huge state itself. So, but we still got more work to do, man. The process just keeps on building and building. We got 1 week left and going to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So it feels good to be in this position.
Okay. How about those Broncos fans, huh? Awesome. Absolutely love it. All right, we'll get to this incredible Nuggets win in just a second. First, this from our great friends at Journey Spice.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
To Journey Spice, use the code GetSpicy. It's been scrolling underneath you the whole time. You can look for it. It's coming up here soon. Use GetSpicy and save yourself 10% at Amazon.com. Nikola Jokic strolled into Ball Arena last night on Christmas wearing a branded Taco Bell shirt, like a sweater vest, and still not going to try it. That's what it says. Now, what he's referring to is Taco Bell passing out like 20,000 shirts right here. Give the quesarita a chance. Extra large. And then Jokic is wearing, hey, everybody. To me, it's pretty clear this is a marketing campaign that Jokic is part of. Do you think Jokic is going to come with a branded sweater vest because he's just the world's funniest guy? Or do you think that this is a marketing campaign that he's in partnership with Taco Bell? Do you think the Nuggets are going to be okay trolling their best player ever with 20,000 t-shirts if he's not part of it? Okay, we can all have some fun. I kind of understand the bit now. Funny. Good. And on a Christmas Eve and night, rather. And by the way, Jokic does not celebrate. He celebrates the Serbian Christmas, which is not on the same day as our Christmas. As I don't even know how to say it, like the Christian Christmas. He does celebrate Christmas, but on a different day, and it's around this time, but it's not on the 25th. So, you know what? Let me get some more specifics. And I point this out because I saw his mom the other day, who still lives in Sombor. Yeah, Serbian Christmas is on January 7th. Following the Julian calendar, festivities beginning weeks earlier, peaking on Christmas Eve, January 7th. That's when Jokic celebrates Christmas, and that's his tradition and his family. I think his family is here for an extended time, probably leading up to that, which is kind of cool. But playing on Christmas for Jokic it's really, I mean, it's really like not that big of a deal. For him, it's just Thursday, and January 7th is a more special day. Anyways, that being said, it was incredible to see Jokic be Jokic yesterday in the 142-138 overtime win, where the Nuggets led by quite a bit. They gave it up, especially at the end, with Anthony Edwards hitting an unbelievable corner three to tie the game with 1.1 seconds left. Then they go into overtime. The Nuggets are down 9. and then they come back to win the game. The Nuggets scored 27 points in a 5-minute overtime. They scored 25 and 23 in the second and fourth quarter, respectively. They outscored themselves in a 5-minute overtime compared to the second and fourth quarter. Nikola Jokic had 56 points on only 21 shots, 15 of 21, but was 22 of 23 from the free throw line and 4 of 6 from three. And of course, hitting most of those when it mattered the most. He's the third leading scorer points-wise ever on Christmas behind Will Chamberlain and Bernard King, who had 60. It was an unbelievable game as he collected 16 rebounds and 15 assists for a monster triple-double. Yet we wake up today and Stephen A. Smith is like, hey, man, Anthony Edwards is really good. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Stephen A. Never mind the guy that dropped 56 and actually won the game. The Nuggets are now 22-8. They should not have won that game. They probably should have lost by 20. They shot 44% from three, which is unfreaking believable. And there were many ways, especially down 9 in overtime, where you pack up your bags, but that's not who this team is. They're down 3 starters. 3 starters. And they beat a hungry Wolves team who is 8-6 on the road, 20-11 total. The Nuggets 22-8 through 30 games. They're in third place behind the Spurs by 1 game. The Spurs only trail now in the loss department the Oklahoma City Thunder by 2, and they've beaten the Thunder 3 times already this year. It is one hell of a battle in the West, and so many other great games to come. And today the Nuggets embark for a 7-game road trip, starting in Orlando and going from there. We'll have all the games for you, of course, on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. But I just want to point out that this Christmas game by Nikola Jokic is one for the ages. It's an instant classic. And while maybe not, we're hyper-focused on defense, to get a win at all is incredible. They have a 7-game road trip. If they can win 3 of those games on the roadie without 3 starters, I'll be impressed. And I think Christian Brown's coming back sooner than Aaron Gordon, but we'll see. We know Cam Johnson will be out 4 to 6 weeks minimum, probably a little bit longer, but at least he's not done for the year, thank goodness. So let's start with Nikola Jokic as he talks about how you just mentally stay in this thing.
I think just stay in the spot and stay in don't get too high, don't get too low, and just try to control what you can control in those minutes. Just stay kind of composure and just believe in your team and yourself.
Awesome. David Adelman on the greatest player on earth.
He's the best player in the world, man. It's just bottom line. And what he does nightly is it's important to the game of basketball. It's good for sports. It's good for his head coach.
It's good for all of us. And Nikola, your game?
When you look back on this game, is there anything that you'll appreciate most about how you played tonight individually?
I had a good game, of course, but nothing. I don't know what I'm gonna look back and say.
Just good.
Yeah, really good game.
Amazing. The last time they had a late night start on Christmas, they won in overtime. 128-125 over the Suns, with AG getting the dunk of a lifetime over Shamet. This overtime Christmas Eve game goes down as the Jokic game, the 56 triple-double Jokic game that we will all remember forever. This is not a forgettable game. This is a game that will go down in the annals of history as one of the best ever. So it was a remarkable Christmas day for 2 local teams. One team securing their place for this season and another securing their place in history. Awesome to be a Denver sports fan. Awesome.